Welcome back to Over the Line podcast. I am Gray here with my co-host,
Bear.
and Jeremy can't be here tonight, and Parrot just hardly ever shows up, and Cody never shows up, and Dub he's no longer with us. He's alive. He's just no longer feels like with the show. His over under is one, so we'll see if we get him this year. We took the under, so we usually never take the under, but we took the under.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be right. I would say so.
I think you're right, Bear. I think we're both going to be right here. So you get us two, which, the core two anyway. Fuck everybody else. We're the only ones that are here all the time.
That's right. Goddamn right.
Goddamn right, pal.
Goddamn right,
I think
pal.
I think I'm still the only, well, yeah, I am the only one that's been on every show, but that's because, you could do it without me, but I have all the editing shit. So it
Yeah,
would
wouldn't
be,
we wouldn't get very far.
yeah. You could record a Zoom, send it to somewhere, but then I'd have to wait to release the episode because I'm gone all the time. If
Just
we
need
could do that, that'd be awesome because it could be like, how they do something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, but it'd be like something to pod with without Gray. You know, I'd have to get somebody to fill in for me.
yeah, someone who can upload everything and do all that.
Yeah, won't be Parrot because he's always with me. My bird always stays with me.
You need a flight. You need a flight there. And that's
Yeah,
what
we
we're
do.
doing. Flying.
Damn. I should have switched from Tom Hoagie, shouldn't I? Didn't miss the cut, but
Yeah,
there
they
was no
did.
missed cut, was there?
No, there was the
Oh,
cut. The top 33 teams and ties all go through. So yeah, they were literally dead last of the teams that made the cut.
of course. Well, we'll get to that, but thanks to Wes Anderson for moments of time. Check him out on Facebook with Anderson Music. Give him a follow on X and Instagram at Songs by Wes. Thanks to All Wear Clothing. Visit allwearclothing.com. Mention Over the Line Podcast and Brandon. We'll get with that deal. Thank you to Crandall Squatty Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not.
Miami, Florida.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you to Sparty Steve, Paper Denimark, Great Key Merch, and last but not least, Connell Barrett at datingtransformation.com.
And make sure you get over to datingtransformation.com and get that free consultation when you mention Over the Line Podcast. In the meantime, get to amazon.com and buy Connell's book, Dating Sucks, but you don't.
So before we get into, our sporting shit, how's wife, how's baby?
Good. Everyone's doing good. Obviously we all have our days still, but I think Sunday, no, that was last night. Saturday night. I also, since I'm off work, I have zero idea what day it is. Um, so Saturday night, baby didn't sleep from about 12:30 to 3:30, constantly crying, would get up, walk, fall asleep, right, put it down in her bassinet, boom, start crying within 5 minutes. So that was rough. Last night, she slept, no pun intended, like a baby. So it's off and on. We're figuring it out, but we're all still good. It takes time. We know this. There's no manual for kids. There should be. Someone should write one. I don't know who that would be, but someone would make a lot of money, even if it's not true. But every kid's different, so it's impossible. But I think someone could. But yeah, all's good. All's good in the world. She enjoys her car seat, so she likes car rides and walks, which we did today. And I think we just went through the first diaper change about 2 hours ago where she didn't scream like a banshee. So maybe she's getting past that. We'll see. We're about 1 for 103 on that one. So there's not a good trend of our direction, but hey, we'll see. You never know. But yeah, other than
Give it
that,
time.
oh yeah, we're good. We're doing good.
Well, I saw Jake's lineman of a baby on yesterday at his first birthday. Kid is a hunk, man. He's huge. School golf, golf theme, Masters theme, and had a golf ball smash cake. It was really cool. Beautiful property at his mother and stepfather-in-law's, and beautiful piece of property with a nice pond. You could tell it's treated. Fish are in it. Grayson was, reaching in and touched a fin and got cut. Keaton was just like laying over the dock, like laughing, just splashing. I'm like, fish is gonna bite you. And he's like, no, you take him away, he just keeps splashing. He's it's like, no, kid, like you're gonna get hurt. And Parrot, I forewarned him of the books that were coming, two of the books. One says, and one was called Dad's Little Pecker, and it's a little woodpecker. It's one of those kids' books that you just
Yep.
are funny. And then the other one was Nice Rack, a story of Tammy, and she's holding deer antlers. And I was like, oh, this is great. So everybody got a kick out of that.
Good shit. Good shit. Yeah, you thanked me. I'm happy the gift showed up on time, so that was good. Grabbed some clothes and some diapers off his registry. I trust me, know how important diapers are. One, being expensive, and two, it's a better gift than any toy or anything else. Because guess what? They're gonna get used to where some toy might just get thrown to the side after one usage. So, but yeah, he sent me a message and thanked me. So that was good. Happy I could get him something. So
Yeah,
looking
he's
forward.
uh he's he's always he's always appreciative. And he worked his ass off. Dude, I tell you what, we worked Saturday. You saw the pictures and videos. It was rough. And Saturday was rough. We ended up leaving the venue. We had to pull the trailers out. We left there at 3 a.m. And Parrot drove all the way home, pulling, he drove that truck and I was in the SUV and I was exhausted. Ben drove us home. And then I passed out. Like I was doing paperwork and then I was like, nope, and shut it. And when I knew I was feeling tired, I'm like, this is how you make mistakes. So I just shut it and nodded off for 2 hours. But Jake stayed up that whole time, got home, got ready for the party, did the party, and then finally went to bed at 11 p.m.
Jesus.
That dude is a machine.
Well-deserved day off today for him.
Yeah, and he still did shit for me. I had to take stuff to UPS for the artist we mentioned earlier that you want me to get shit for. Had to drop those off at the old UPS, and it was interesting.
Right. Well, good for Barrett. He's a hard worker.
Yes, he is. And now, as we told people, these are the last couple shows we're going to record. We still got three in the chamber we've already done that you guys will get while I'm off. And because we'll be off the next 3 weeks. So you'll still get recordings that we've already done over the last month. So I hope you all enjoy it. You just won't hear our picks for 3 weeks
Yep.
until we get back. I mean, we'll be able to, when I get back on the 21st, I think we can record that Wednesday night if people are free and then, get our sports picks in. So really, we're going to get our picks in this week and then next week we won't and the week after we won't. So, but next week I should be back if I get back in time. Might be able to do that week. So really, it could be just 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I'm open, so I'm good.
Yeah, I figured you were fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't go back to work till June 2nd, so I got
Love
time.
that.
But I'll be able to do all the bookkeeping of all the other picks, make sure we get them in NASCAR, golf. We'll track all our stuff and we'll give everyone an update when we get back after a few weeks because we will miss the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. But if we do get in the 21st, we'll be able to talk about that. It'll be recent because that'll be right after that weekend. So it'll be nice. We'll be deep into the playoffs. Sorry, everyone, you'll miss hearing us talk about our UFC, but we got one this week or this weekend, so enjoy it.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do we know the card for the next three?
Yeah, I mean, we do. We we could do them all.
We could fucking rip them all.
Yeah, we have. Actually, it's funny. It works out because yeah, we have exactly the next three. We have a fight night this week, UFC 315, the May 10th, another fight night May 17th, and then they're off. They don't do go again until May 31st. So we should be
That
good. So
works.
yeah, we can knock three out today.
We're going to rip it. It's going to be great. All right. Well, we'll get started on this. Why don't we just go to golf? I mean, I already saw you got a dub and I did not.
Yeah, finally got one, but I was on the train with Andrew Novak the whole time. I knew I was picking him this week. Him and his pal Ben Griffin finally get a win. Both of them. That's both their first win on the PGA Tour, so they get to win together at the Zurich Classic. Awesome for them. Novak, they said this was the fourth fourth time this year he was in the final pairing, and he was 0 for 3. Finally ended up winning and breaking through. So happy for those guys. Now they get to play in the PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, the Open. They get their PGA card, I think, for 5 years. If you get a win, you get it. You don't have to worry about it. So And Novak jumped up to sixth in the FedEx Cup standings and Ben Griffin to like 21st. So pretty much you play any decent golf and get a couple more top tens for Griffin, you're almost guaranteed the tour championship. Um, Novak pretty much is. So happy for him. And Ben Griffin in there to get a dub and have some new winners on the PGA Tour. That's always good. So, and I get the win out of it. I bet on them too. They were like plus 2,200, so I got a few bucks out of it. Um, you also were the other person to make the cut this week with Tom Hoagie and Kevin
Yes.
Chappell.
Fuck yeah.
Billy Horschel withdrew the next day after we did this podcast, and Gray stuck with his guns, went with Hoagie and Chappell. They were third after day one, dropped all the way to 36th, which was the last team that made the cut. So Jeremy with Siwoo Kim and Sung Moon Bae, that he missed the cut. Cody and Dub didn't pick, obviously. They both got Zach Johnson and Ryan Palmer, so they missed the cut at 37. Did Parrott pick anybody?
No, he did not.
Nope. So Parrott also has the team of Zach Johnson and Ryan Palmer. It's a 37 as well. That's okay. It's not that bad for missing the cut this week, or last week, I should say. So this week, the CJ Cup, the Byron Nelson at TPC Craig's Ranch, McKinney, Texas, one of the oldest tournaments on tour. Um, a couple weeks before the PGA Championship. Not a lot of big names, but Scotty's playing this week. Spieth's playing this week. They love playing in Texas. That's both their home state. They enjoy that. Justin Thomas will be there this week. Ben On, Sung J M. I'm sorry, Justin Thomas won't be there this week. My apologies. But Sung J M, Ben On are your next couple of favorites this week. Updated standings for the podcast. I'm at 30.1, Gray 32.8, Jeremy 37.1, Parrot 38.5, Cody 61.4, and Dub 64.2. So for me, I like picking the Texas guys in Texas. They always seem to do well, so I'm going with Jordan Spieth this week.
What's his odds?
Spieth is plus 2,000 this week.
Right, so basically a 20 to 1, right? So um hmm. I'm gonna take a guy that you took last week. Let's see if that success reigns over, gets his first win by himself, Ben Griffin.
Yeah, he played really well on Sunday. He kept Novak together for a little bit. Made a huge putt on 17 to go up by two on the competition, which was huge when you're playing, team competition. Two is a lot bigger emphasis than one. To where you're playing alt shot, and that's not an easy format to play. So we'll probably get Jeremy's picks in here sometime this week, I'd imagine.
No, I got him.
Oh, you got it? Sweet.
Yeah, Jeremy is taking Andrew Putnam.
Drew Putnam for Jeremy. I like it. We might get Paris sometime this week. We'll see.
I'll be with him on a 7 hour car ride tomorrow, so hopefully I remember to ask.
There we go. I'll remind you if I don't hear anything from you. But yeah,
Perfect.
that is golf. For the race this last week, Talladega, very interesting race. Only four cautions, two for wrecks, and two for the stages. So not too crazy. The first wreck did take out Keselowski and Blaney. Second wreck was Bell and Busher. So some big names got taken out on the wrecks. But Austin Cindric ended up winning the race. Held off the Hendrick guys there at the end, and another super speedway win. That dude, he's a killer at super speedways, man. Cindric just gets the job done. And then the bigger news
Pretty
after,
well on the points.
yeah, yeah, I had a rough week for me.
Yeah.
Um, the um,
Sorry, you were saying bigger news.
yeah, sorry, the bigger news at the end there, Priest and Logano both disqualified at the end of the race. So Priest finished second originally, and Logano I think was fifth or sixth. Priest had an extra shim in his spoiler, and Logano was missing a bolt in his spoiler. Somehow they didn't catch that pre-race. I don't know. NASCAR rules are just, I think they're poor. I don't get it. Like, how do you miss a bolt, right? If it was there pre-race and it wasn't there post-race, my guess is it probably came out sometime during the race.
Oh, you fucking
So
kidding me. Jesus Christ.
another oil
Sorry.
one probably. Um,
Yeah, they had he had dude picked off and like beautiful pickoff. He just got a double and they almost had him picked off like and so second baseman threw it down to third and tried to tag and when he slid and it knocked the ball right out of the glove. So he's
yeah,
safe at third.
nice. Yeah, Priest had an extra shim in his spoiler and Logano lost a bolt. Again, don't know how NASCAR doesn't catch this pre-race. They have officials at every pit stop. It's not like people are doing illegal shit. So who knows? Who the hell knows what's going on there? But it is what it is. So, Gray with the best finish of the week with old Billy Byron getting a three. Parrott and Jeremy both had Ricky Spinhouse, who got a 12 for him. I had Ty Dillon, who got me a 23rd. Ty Dillon was running fifth. And everyone checked up and he had to get out of the gas and fell to the back and dropped to 23rd. He was running fifth on the last lap and yeah, dropped to 23rd. So could have had a five out of him. Not so great. And then Dub didn't pick, which normally he does. Cody never picks. So I gave him both Logano, unfortunately, who was dead last after the DQ. So updated standings. Jeremy, 15.2. Gray, 17. Parrott, 18.5. Myself 20.6, Dub 24.1, and Cody 36.3. This week, going to Texas, the Worth 400, presented by Licky Molly. Don't even know what the hell that is. Um,
Yeah, it sounds a little interesting.
yeah, sounds a little strange. But Jeremy, our leader, picks first. He's going with Chase Briscoe this week. Gray, where are you going at? Texas.
I just saw they did confirm that Dame tore his Achilles. Huh. So
Yes.
next year's in jeopardy. That's interesting. I am going with I went through the guys that have finished the best here, and I had to go with the fifth guy that's finished the best because I took everyone else. So Tyler Reddick.
All right. So I was looking up the history on this track. The last four winners here are all in Chevys, including Tyler Reddick, who was in a Chevy before he went to Toyota. And I'm taking one of them who has one here. We're going with William Byron this week. The last four races, he's been in the top 10 with one win. And I think two top fives. He finished eighth one of those races. So we're going Byron. He race Hendrick race as well in Texas. Going with Byron this week for me. I need a win. It's funny. Dub has a win. Parrot has a win. Jeremy has two wins. Me and you have zero.
Yeah,
Cody
we suck.
never get a win because he doesn't pick.
Well, I got a second and a third, so I guess I'm due for a first, right?
I would think so. I would think so. We'll see what we can get here this week. I think one of us will win. How about that? It'll be
I
me or
like it.
you. I think one of us will win this week.
Going 1-2.
Yeah. So that is NASCAR this week in Texas. Texas.
Those people that are looking for the NFL draft recap, that'll be the next episode that'll come out Sunday. Bear and I are going to cover the draft, everything that has happened in the draft, and so tune in Sunday. And I just noticed because I was going to talk about basketball that your fucking Cavs are up 30-8.
Yeah, the Heat. I'm watching behind me right now. And the Heat just look like they're done and they're checked out already, ready for vacation. They just aren't. They just look like shit. And the Cavs look like they want some time off here on this sweep, and hopefully it happens. I mean, up 30-8. I'm sure it will. That is what we call in Cleveland a cavalanche. Um, and as we go here, as we talk about the East, every other series is 3-1, with Boston being up 3-1, the Knicks being up 3-1, and the Pacers being up 3-1. Um, Pretty simple here, right? You just brought it up. Dame hurt his Achilles yesterday. It wasn't confirmed till today that it is a torn Achilles. He's 35 years old. How much do you think we see left of Dame Lillard? I mean, that's a year injury. I mean, that's he's probably out all next year. Maybe comes
Yeah.
back in February, March if I mean he's 35 years old. That's a tough injury to rehab at that age. He's not 25. So Dame's going to be out most of the regular season next year. Does he come back and play with somebody, or is Dame done? Go on to his
I don't know,
rapid.
man. If I was him, I would just wrap it up.
Yeah, I think he still wants that title, so I wouldn't be shocked if he signs somewhere late with a contender next year. Because I
Like
think
the
I just feel
Cavs
like
or Celtics or something.
Yeah, I just feel like the Bucks are going to I feel like the Bucks are going to disband their team. I don't know what it is. I just have a feeling this offseason they're going to trade Giannis. I think it's a terrible idea, but I have a feeling it's going to happen. But right now, yeah, they're down 3-1 to the Pacers, going back to Indy for Game 5 for Indy to close out. If Indy wins, they'll play the Cavs. Knicks Pistons margin of victory in this series, average margin of victory, 2 points on a close series. Honestly, the Knicks should have lost Game 4. I don't care what anyone says. Tim Hardaway got fouled, and the NBA admitted literally an hour after the game they missed the call. I feel bad for Detroit. Series should be 2-2.
It's kind of the same with the Lakers. They admitted that Luka got fouled at the end of that game.
Yeah, I mean that's what I hate about the NBA. They do this, and what are you gonna? I mean, this is the playoffs. We can review fouls. Review the damn foul then, right? Don't it shouldn't come up to it shouldn't come up to the coach to have to call a timeout at that point. If someone gets fouled, they should be reviewing it under 30 seconds, especially in the playoffs. I mean, the Lakers should have won that game. Now they blew it. They choked. I don't know what JJ Redick was thinking. I know he flipped over to the East really fast, but I'll get it off my chest since I'm right here. JJ Redick played his entire starting five the entire second half, and they ended up losing the game because they were all tired. Everyone's sitting there talking about how LeBron isn't clutch, blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker's 40 years old and played 24 straight minutes in a playoff game, and they lost by two and blew. Why can't you give these guys a little bit of rest? I don't know what Reddick is doing. Um, he pulled the Tom Thibodeau. Um, yeah, and and it
This
just
get your players all fucking burnt out.
yeah, it screwed them. And Anthony Edwards went off because they couldn't play defense. Because they were tired. Like you got to let these guys rest, man. You got bench players for a reason. Use them. It's okay to let LeBron and Luca. This is why I like what the Cavs do, right? That's why I love what Kenny Atkinson does. Is that Kenny Atkinson has two, right? He has his three lineups. He'll put out Mitchell Mobley, and then the next lineup he'll let them sit, and then he'll put out Garland and Allen. And then when it's crunch time and they need them, and they've all only played 25 minutes late in the fourth quarter when it's close, they all play together. Like, I don't understand how coaches can't grasp that, right? I get it. Not everyone has great benches, especially like the Cavs. Um, but goodness, like build a better team, Don't your starters playing 36 to 40 minutes every game in the playoffs while they did this in the regular season, mind you, is just recipe for disaster. That's why we're on a collision course for Boston and Cleveland because, you have two teams that are coached well, they have good benches, and they have good starting fives, and their coaches know how to rotate correctly. So Tatum ain't playing 40 minutes and Mitchell ain't playing 40 minutes. These guys are playing 25 to 28. And then if we need you in crunch time, guess what? They're rested and ready to go to win a close game. So I'll get off my box there. But I do, I was rooting for the Pistons. I feel bad for them, but it looks like we're gonna get Knicks Celtics in the second round and Cavs Pacers in the second round. Um, and again, I'm pretty sure you probably have the same mindset as me. Think we're on a Cleveland Boston collision course there for the conference finals, which will be a great finals, conference finals in the East.
Buddy, but the West.
Yeah, yeah. Out west, Thunder sweep the Grizzlies. John Morant got hurt in Game 3. Game 4 was actually closer than I figured. Thunder only won by 2, which they've been blowing them out every game. So that was it. Nuggets Clippers, man, that's a hell of a series. It's tied 2-2. They're going back to Denver. They had a crazy end to the game. Game 3, or I'm sorry, Game 4. Jokic ball out, tie game, has a terrible, terrible shot, airballs it. Aaron Gordon dunks it with zero point 0.1 left. I mean, his hand came off the ball right as it flipped to 0. It was absolutely
That was
insane.
crazy.
Great, great ending to that game. This has definitely been the most fun series so far in the playoffs. That's going 7 for sure. Um, Lakers, again, down 3-1. LeBron's been here before. They can come back. They do go back to LA, but Minnesota up 3-1. We'll see if LA can rattle off 3 games in a row to get themselves to the next round. And then Warriors Rockets play tonight. Warriors are up 2-1. They're at home. 4.5 point favorite tonight. Jimmy Butler did come back and play game 3 after hurting himself. Should be back. I mean, he should be. He looked but he should be back again tonight and maybe a little healthier because he took a hell of a spill. So the West, Oklahoma City kicking their feet up and hoping all these other ones go to 7 games and tire everybody out.
No shit.
Yeah, and the Cavs just dropped a 40 spot in the first quarter, 41-12 right now, with 16 seconds left in the first quarter.
Put
So
up 160. Let's see it.
yeah, possibly on the way to the sweep there.
Yeah,
Over to the Chell, as the kids call it. In the
the
East,
chill.
the Chell. Oh, it looks like you got some ice cream coming your way.
Hell yeah. Special delivery from the boy. Thanks, bud.
Boom.
What'd you get? What is that? Nice. Got
What
me my
looks like cookie
vanilla
dough.
vanilla with cookie dough.
Nice. What did Grayson have?
I figure you ate a bunch of them because they're missing a lot on the top. He got mango.
Okay. We were there 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, before the baby, right before the baby was born. Um, and had what I get? The Maumee River, the Lake Erie, whatever it was. I don't know, but it was delicious. So Oreos, hot fudge, vanilla, something else. Can't remember, but it was good. Good shit. Um, but for the Chell in the East, Toronto's up 3-1 on Ottawa. The Panthers are up 2-1 on the Lightning. They're playing right now 0-0, just the second just started. Capitals up 3-1 on the Canadiens, and the Carolina Hurricanes up 3-1 on the New Jersey Devils. Out west, a little bit better here. Jets and Blues tied at 2. Stars and Avalanche tied at 2. Vegas and Minnesota tied at 2. And the Kings and the Oilers tied at 2. The entire West tied at 2. Vegas and Minnesota and Colorado and Dallas, they both split their home and home 1-1. The Jets won both games in Winnipeg. Blues won both games in St. Louis. Kings won both games in LA. Oilers won both games in Edmonton. So yeah, it's setting up for fun for a really good Western Conference. I mean, these teams, there's nothing better than playoff hockey. There really isn't. And in the West right now, it is some awesome playoff hockey.
I just wish Doc was still calling games.
I
He's
know.
in terms of any sport, an announcer, I will die on this hill that he is the best announcer, commentator, play-by-play analyst, whatever you want to call him, in any sport at any time. The guy
Um,
was incredible.
I love Doc. I think he is the best all time in hockey for sure. My favorite all time, just because he's so versatile, is Kevin Harlan. Kevin Harlan,
Mhm. That's
great
valid.
basketball, great at football. I love Kevin Harlan on calls. But yeah, Doc Emmerich was absolutely the best hockey analyst. Just so much enthusiasm, made great calls. Just fantastic. Love
You know,
Doc.
when you,
Miss him.
yeah, same. The um the one I remember now that you brought up the home and home, and you'll remember this, the year the Penguins beat the Red Wings for the Cup, the home team won every game except game 7.
Hmm.
Penguins won. And I was like, fuck, we're screwed. Like we're going to Detroit, we're gonna lose, and they somehow won.
Yeah, it was that was a shitty series. The year before it was much better.
Yeah. No. That was a sad turtle. Wanted
But
to
yeah,
cry with all my buddies, all the fucking Red Wings fans cheering, and I'm just like, I'll just sit here.
the good old days when we go to Frickers and get 35-cent wings too.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was that the Red Wings outscored the Penguins that series, 17-14.
Um, okay, I didn't know that.
I didn't either until I just looked it up.
Nice. I did not know that. It's a fun fact right there.
Yeah. And Sid done what he needs to do. They're not gonna win another cup. He's done unless he goes somewhere else. But he got 3. He did what a stud's supposed to do. He got 3 cups.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what they're there to do, right? That's what these guys, these players who are touted are there to do. Now, like I said, it's going to be tough for Edmonton this year, but I really want McDavid to do it. I'm rooting for him. Anytime Detroit's not in it, which is all the time, I'm a big McDavid fan. So
Same.
I'm rooting for him. I hope we get this year. I would love to see Ovechkin, McDavid, Edmonton,
Oh my
Washington.
God.
Like, I think that would be just so cool. So cool.
It'd be good to see like in the Western Conference Finals if we could get McKinnon and
McDavid.
McDavid. Yes.
Yeah, that would be fun. I like seeing a lot of these good, or I should say good, these great players going at it, especially with the great teams they have. Um, but man, I tell you, it's going to be some fun hockey coming down the stretch here. So I'm excited. I'm trying to watch as much as I can between that and baseball and basketball and everything. But now with the Cavs, should be wrapping this up. We'll have some more time to watch some hockey as we go. Since I have no, like I said, rooting interest in the matter besides McDavid, I can just watch and enjoy some good hockey. So that I like. That I like.
I was gonna say, just going back because I love reading history because I forget some of these things about that '09 series.
Hmm.
So, um, entering that season, you guys gave an extension to Babcock, and then signed Marian Hossa away from the Penguins, turned down a $49 million offer from the Penguins. And, obviously he played for him in the series they lost to the Wings. And then the Wings also got Ty Conklin, who was with the Penguins the year before. And guess what? The Penguins won. That was my favorite thing ever, though, that Hossa didn't get a cup, lost 2 years in a row. So in 2010, I was rooting against the Hawks because
I
I
was
wanted that
too.
motherfucker to lose again.
I was too.
It was good. And then um, the Wings, man, 112 points that year.
Yep. It's the
Beat the
Kirkland President's Cup.
beat the Jackets 4-0, the Ducks 4-3, and then the Blackhawks 4-1.
That damn President's Cup.
And the Penguins, um, after 57 games, they were 27, 25, and 5, and were 5 points out of the playoffs. And then they fired Michael Theron and replaced him with Dan Bylsma. You remember that from Bowling Green? I don't know if you knew
Um,
that. Dan
I,
Bylsma, he was their AHL coach, and they brought him up. So under him, they were 27, 25, and 5. Bylsma comes in and went 18, 3, and 4.
hmm. Yeah, no, I don't remember that at all.
I remember it, and then because before the trade deadline, they got Chris Kunitz and Bill Guerin from the Ducks, which was huge, the Ducks and the Islanders, and then they got into the playoffs, and they didn't win the Atlantic Division, but earned the fourth seed with 99 points, and then they beat the Flyers 4 games to 2, the Capitals 4 games to 3. I remember that series; that was crazy, and then they swept the Hurricanes.
The hell of a year right there. No, playoffs. Playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs, and then like we said. The Wings, man, they won 3-1 in game one, 3-1 in game two, and then the Penguins go and win 4-2, 4-2 at in Pittsburgh, and then they go back to Detroit, lose 5-0, go back to Pittsburgh, lose or win 2-1, then go back to Detroit and won 2-1. Shit was just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and that was some fun hockey.
Hmm. We got to split. You got the first year, we got the second.
Yeah, they
It's okay.
uh like I said that I mean just the goaltending, right? Young Marc-Andre Fleury and um what I think was Hasek in there? Was it Hasek?
They just fucking robbed a home run. Um, for you guys,
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it was Hasek in '08 or if it was Jimmy Howard by that point. Might have been Jimmy Howard by that point.
mm, I don't know. Yeah, they just robbed the Yankees of a home run, bastards.
What's old Judgery doing for me here? Not 2 for 3.
He's batting for something now.
413. That's fine. On my fantasy team, that's all I care about.
Yeah, he's leading the league in batting, and Paul Goldschmidt's second in the league.
Yeah, 355.
Love that for the Yankees. Um, let's see. I'm looking at your guys' regular season playoffs. Um, God damn, just looking at the guys that were on your team, Jesus Christ. Just forgetting that you had like Zetterberg, Lindstrom, Filppula, Hossa, Datsuk, Cronwall, Erickson, Holmstrom, Abdelkader, Draper, Maltby, Pelios, like fucking just nuts.
Yeah, I mean the team was they had some nasty teams back then. Nasty
Huh.
teams.
Like, I'm trying to see who the fuck was your goalie?
I might have been Jimmy Howard.
So I was looking for.
I'm trying to think.
Hmm. Chris Osgood.
Osgood was still there in '08.
This is '09.
'09. That's right.
Yeah, Osgood was there. Ty Conklin played one game.
Man. Oh, Ozzy.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Howard played one game that season
Okay.
in the
So he
regular
was
season.
so he was there. He was
Hmm.
there.
He wasn't on the playoff roster. It was Osgood and Conklin. He played one game, Jimmy Howard did. One game, he lost and gave up 4 goals,
Gee.
24 saves.
Yeah. It's the Jimmy Howard I know and love. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
Ty Conklin, uh, he had the best goals against average. I'm shocked they let Osgood play as much as he did.
Oh, I mean,
Seeing these stats.
yeah, but it's still Chris Osgood. Chris Osgood's built for the playoffs.
Yeah, he is.
He was built for the
He's
playoffs.
he's a dog. But yeah, no, that's a lot of stuff going on in the NHL and in the NBA. And we'll keep up with it when I return from my time off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My time off gives Bear time off. So this was kind of planned. He planned the baby around us going on vacation.
Yeah, we knew. Actually, I knew your travel schedule before you knew your travel schedule. Um,
Yeah, you did.
plan that out just to perfection. But yeah, but we can
Well,
so
we can go to UFC.
we can get over to the UFC. So we're gonna
You're
do
left,
three.
I'm right.
Yeah, we're gonna do three for you this week or this time. The next three, since we won't be able to get it and you guys will miss it. So this week we are at a UFC fight night in Des Moines, Iowa. Funny enough, they were just in Kansas City this last week at a fight night. Now they're in Des Moines, so they didn't go very far. Um, it's good for the UFC to get around, but I'd really like them to come back to like, our section of America would be great. Um,
I think the
as
last one I went to is when we went to, uh,
Cleveland, Steve,
yeah,
that
that was 10 years ago, wasn't it?
was 2015. Yep.
Jesus.
That'll be
And
10
dude, I
years
can
in
remember
September.
that because, Punk got his ass handed to him by Mickey Gall.
Choked his
And
ass out.
Stipe, though, dog. He was getting his ass handed to him in that fight.
And Overeem's chin got the best of him again.
But it was a fun one. It'd be cool to go
Oh,
back.
that was a great card. Yeah, I
That
just
was a
like it. I
great
mean,
that was a great card, a great weekend. Everything was awesome.
yeah, I think they had one in Columbus last year, and it just wasn't that great of a card, so I had zero interest in going. But they really haven't had many around here. I've been to three UFC events. I was at UFC 123 in Detroit. That was at the Palace when that was still up and around. We went to UFC Fight Night in Pittsburgh, where the Penguins play there, not the Igloo, their new one. And
PPG
then
Paints Arena.
yeah, yep. And then UFC, whatever it was, with Stipe and Overeem for the belt there in Cleveland. So it'd be nice to get to another one. But I know where I won't be. That'll be in Des Moines on Saturday. Women's flyweight bout plus 190 dog from the United States. Juliana, it's Miller time.
Minus 230 favorite from Croatia, Ivana Petrovic.
In a heavyweight bout from the United States, your favorite, minus 258, Thomas Peterson.
Peter.
Yeah,
Plus
Peter.
210 dog. from the United States, Dontel Mays.
In a bantamweight bout from Peru, -148 favorite, Gaston Bolanos.
Plus 124 dog from Vietnam, Quang Lee.
I think he has Nam flashbacks.
Yep.
In a women's strawweight bout from Brazil, the +260 dog, the number ninth ranked women's strawweight, Marina Rodriguez.
We're always looking for some guy named Charlie. Minus 325 favorite from Canada, number 12th ranked strawweight, Jillian Robertson.
In a middleweight bout, +300 dog from the United States, Ryan Loader.
Minus 380 favorite from Mata, Russia, Azamat Bekov.
Loader, barely knew her. Wow, this is interesting. In a
I know,
bantam
that's what I just thought too.
women's bantamweight bout, the +114 dog from Mother Russia, the number 10th ranked women's bantamweight, Yana Santos.
And minus 135 favorite from the United States, your 11th ranked bantamweight, Misha Tate.
Surprised to see her on there. I was not expecting that. To your main card, +425 dog from the United States in a lightweight bout, Jeremy Lil Heathen Stevens. He's back. I think this might be his last fight.
Nah, he'll be like some of these others and just keep fighting. Minus 575 favorite from Wales, Mason Jones.
In a bantamweight bout, the +120 dog from the United States, Cameron Smotherman. I'll pick him by submission.
And from Ukraine, a minus 142 favorite, Sergey Sadeh.
In a bantamweight bout, the -205 favorite from the United States, the number 15th ranked bantamweight, Montel Jackson.
Montel Jackson. Plus 170 dogs from Peru, Daniel Marcos Pizza.
In a welterweight bout, -122 slight favorite from Argentina, Santiago Ponzinibbio.
From the United States, plus 102 slight dog, Daniel Rodriguez.
In a middleweight bout from the Netherlands, +260 dog, number 13th ranked middleweight, Rainier de Ritter.
And from the United States, a minus 325 favorite, Bo Nickel.
It's crazy because, anytime he faces anyone, he's -1,600, minus that. Finally gets a guy ranked and he's -325. It's still a big number for his first ranked fight. Big number, big step up in competition for Bo. And your main event of the evening, a bantamweight bout, -470 favorite from the United States, number 4th ranked bantamweight, Corey Sandhagen.
And plus 360 dog from Brazil, Devison Figueiredo.
All right. Let's go to UFC 315.
And now you put me on the left for this one from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. In a bantamweight bout, none of these are going to have odds yet because it's too fucking early. So no odds. In a bantamweight bout from, I'm going to scroll down. I clicked too hard. Canada, Brad Katana.
And from Kazakhstan, very nice, Bezkat Alamakan.
Nice. In a featherweight bout from, you guessed it, Canada, Gavin Mother Tucker.
And from South Korea, Jong Yong Lee.
In a middleweight bout from Canada, Marc Andre. I'm not Flurry, but I am Barrialt.
And from Brazil, Bruno, I'm not Anderson, Silva.
And moving up to the prelims in a light heavyweight bout from New Zealand, Navajo Sterling.
And from Croatia, Ivan Urslan.
This would be a fun one. In a flyweight bout for the women, number 7th ranked women's flyweight from Brazil, Jessica Andrade.
And the number 9th ranked women's flyweight, Jasmine, I'm not Joe, Jazza Juravicius. She's also from Canada.
In a light heavyweight bout from Lithuania, Modestas Lukaskas.
And from Moldova, Ion Kutilaba.
From Canada in a welterweight bout, Mike Malone.
And from the United States, old Chuck Radke.
In the main card, in a light, oh, we got some odds. In a lightweight bout, plus 140 dog from Francais, Chris Benoit Saint Denis.
And a minus 166 favorite from Spain, the number 15th ranked lightweight, Joel Alvarez.
This should be a good one, too. Women's flyweight bout again, plus 170 dog, your number one ranked women's flyweight from Mexico, Alexa Grasso.
And your minus 205 favorite from Brazil, the number 5th ranked women's flyweight, Natalia Silva.
In a bantamweight bout, minus 205 favorite from Brazil. Can't believe this motherfucker is still fighting. The number 11th ranked bantamweight. Jose, I got my face kicked in several years ago by Conor McGregor. Aldo.
And your number 14th ranked bantamweight, plus 170 dog from Canada, Ayman Zahabi.
The
Holy
women's
shit.
flyweight bout again. A third one? Jesus, like all the main women's flyweights are in this. Plus 110 dog. Like, this is nuts. So whoever wins Grasso Silva is probably coming up next on these. On the winner of this one. But women's flyweight bout, plus 110 dog, your champion from Kyrgyzstan, Valentina Shevchenko.
I don't quite get that. Your number 2 ranked women's flyweight from Francais, the minus 130 favorite, Manon Fiorot.
And your main event, welterweight title bout, minus 250 favorite from Palestine, Bilal Muhammad.
Your plus 205 dog from Aussie Australia, number 5th ranked welterweight, Jack Della Maddalena. I think this will be a boring lay and pray ass fight from Bilal.
And then we've got one more card to go on May 17th, a UFC fight night, also the same weekend as Backlash. So we'll have to pick. You won't hear them. We'll pick when we get there because there's probably just one match currently on the card.
Yep.
So we'll get there eventually, but Bear is left, so he will take over.
Yeah, back in the UFC Apex in Vegas. The number 15th ranked women's strawweight from the United States, Tisha Pentington.
And the number 14th ranked women's strawweight from Brazil, Luana Nero.
In a flyweight bout from South Korea, Haesung Park.
From the United States, Carlos Hernandez.
In a women's strawweight bout from the United States, looks like a librarian, Elise Reed.
And from Brazil, looks like a dude, was probably Dennis before, but is now Denise Gomez.
I'm so happy you said that. That's exactly what I thought. In a women's bantamweight bout from Brazil, Luana Santos. 3 women's fights out of the first 4.
From Brazil, Panera, Amnata, Lesbo.
In a lightweight bout from the United States, Jared Gordon.
From Brazil, Diego Moises.
In a lightweight bout from the United States, Gabe Green.
It's the best name. And from nowhere, just a silhouette of a man. I see a little silhouette of a man. Matthias Camillo.
Featherweight. From the United States, Juliana Rosa.
From Brazil, Melquizel Costa.
And in a middleweight bout, because we're not going to be able to sing this one, from the United States, Dustin Stoltzfus.
And from Uzbekistan, Nursultan Ruzabov. Dude's fucking terrifying. All those dudes from fucking Russia, Uzbekistan, they all look the same.
Yeah. Yeah, very scary looking. I would want to get into a fight with them. In a lightweight bout from Nigeria, Sadiq Yusuf.
From Brazil, Myron Santos.
And the co-main event of the evening in a light heavyweight bout from Brazil, Rodolfo Bellato. He has a big head.
As from Scotland, cousins of Drew McIntyre, probably. Paul Craig.
And your main event in a welterweight bout from Brazil, the number eighth ranked welterweight, Gilbert Burns.
And from Ecuador, the 12th ranked welterweight, Michael, I am not my brother, Miles Morales.
Um, I think that this may be one of the worst cards I've ever seen on paper. Not even gonna lie. Just not great.
Well, they got that banger of a card on 315, so this one's gonna
Yeah.
suck.
They got back-to-back shitty cards. Not great. Not great at all.
Shitty. It is a shitty,
Ooh,
shitty card.
a shitty walk.
Oh, shitty walk. Oh, city airport. Or what is there? City airline. How
Shitty
much would it be for
airline.
five of us to go to here? It's about 6,000 dower. How about 50 dower? 50 dower. Can't
Oh,
do it less than $3,000. 55 dower. 60 dower. Deal. Hey, don't negotiate with a Chinese man.
you gotta love South Park. So good.
So fucking good.
Great
Did
shit.
you know that Japan and China are two different countries? Really?
Really? Such good shit.
Good shit, pal. Well, this is the end of this one for us. Tune in on Sunday to listen to the draft episode, our recap of the NFL draft. Looking forward to discussing. Oh, I guess I didn't before we wrap this whole fucking thing up. Some things I just forget about. I think I had some screenshots in here. Just a few. I don't think I had many. Let's see if
Oh,
I did.
breaking news. Breaking news. Shaquille O'Neal agrees to become men's basketball GM at Sacramento State. You see, there's more GMs going into college with NIL. Andrew Luck, obviously GM of Stanford. Shaq just agreed to become the GM at Sacramento State.
Nice.
I don't know what that means. I don't know anything about it because, he went to LSU. So I don't understand the Sacramento State portion of it. But yeah, Shams I just got it, just got an update. So interesting there.
So that's why I love football. We'll get into the draft more, but and we'll probably cover this on the next episode too. But Steelers' first round pick, Derek Harmon, was able to tell his mom, who was on life support, that he was drafted by the Steelers, and she passed away last night. So that was the night after the draft. Um, Before Harmon went to visit his mom, he told reporters that he was dealing with a bittersweet situation. It was real bittersweet. My mom wasn't with me. She's at the hospital right now on life support. After I got off the phone with you guys, I'm going to head straight to the hospital and tell her son got drafted. Had to cancel some of his pre-draft visits to stay with his mother's side. So rest in peace, mom. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, but at least he got to tell her, right? It's his dream. I'm sure that was her dream. So,
yeah, no, I agree. And that was good. That's good shit, pal.
jeez.
Um, the I sent you that picture of Ric Flair after after both John Cena and Tiffany Stratton won at Mania. It's him on the ground with
Yeah,
Triple H over him.
yeah.
That's good shit, pal. Um, let's see. I think that was the only thing I screenshot. So it is what it is. We're good.
Yeah, the only other thing I saw that was, I guess, noteworthy, I would say, I guess Manfred and Trump met about Pete Rose, and there's going to be a decision coming, which I'm sure they'll pull him off the ban list and put him in the Hall of Fame since he died. But I'm assuming that will happen over the next, probably, my guess, bold prediction, it'll help it happen in our absence. How about that?
Probably, which is just sad and shitty because that's all that dude wanted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. I hate it. But whatever, that's baseball. They got to pretend like they're an upstanding society there.
Yep. But is what it is. That was the only thing I screenshotted, so that would be good. So thanks to Wes Anderson, All Work Clothing, Crandall Squatting Landscaping, Panel Bear Dating Transformation.com, Sparty Steve, Gray Key Merch, and Paper Denim Art. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Adios, muchachos.